Hey guys, it's portrait photographer and Viltrox ambassador, and today I'm going to give you a behind the scenes look on how I see composition and how I set up my portraits using the Viltrox 56mm F1.2. I want to shoot here. We got a lot of cool bokeh. Obviously, I don't want to shoot with the street here, so I'm going to get like a 3/4 shot. I don't want her to just be standing in the street right with the pavement, but I feel like there's a lot of cool bokeh opportunities, and because it's a cloudy day, we do get a little bit of light over there. And with the 56mm, it's basically an 85mm equivalent on full frame. I know I'm gonna get a lot of compression, and then along with that 1.2, I'm gonna get some creamy bokeh back there. So I'm gonna use that as like a background element and see what we can get. So there's two things that I see here. I wanna use this in the foreground. Maybe we can have you interacting with the flowers or just getting close to it kind of here. And then I also see like the little palm tree stuff that we might use over there. But let's get you in this position here. When it is like a cloudy day like it is right now, getting your ambient exposure is important. You don't want it to look too flashy, so you kind of want to just almost make it look like natural light. Or at least that's the style I like to go for when it's cloudy like this. So that's what I'm going to do here. Perfect. Okay, good. So I'm at 250th on my shutter speed, 1.2 on my aperture, ISO 125, and power 3. Let's see what that looks like. 1, 2, and 3. How does that look? Too much power. I'm going to go down to 1.5. 3, good. Looking at me, Andrea. One of the things that I love about a focal length like this is that it looks very flattering on the subject. You can get a nice close-up and it doesn't distort the face, whereas like a 35, you have to be very, very careful. That looks beautiful. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. And the reason why I chose this spot is that I'm creating layers, creating like a foreground element. She's kind of the second element in there, and then we get the background. A lot of the time, sometimes if you just put the subject dead in the middle and then blur out the background, there really isn't that depth that you sometimes want in your photographs. So we're just gonna keep shooting here. Once you find a good spot, now it's just a matter of just mixing it up and trying different poses here. So Andrea, we're doing fantastic here. Trying different angles here, 1, 2, 3. One other thing that I really, really enjoy, and this is something that I spoke with Andrea ahead of time, is because we're shooting with a lot of greenery, the brown tones that she's wearing matches really well with the golden brownish tones that we're getting in the background. I feel like all the colors really complement each other really, really well. So I'm just gonna get a few more here and then we're gonna move on to the next spot. 1, 2, 3. Now, one thing that's important when I'm framing my shot, one of the things I notice when I'm framing it is when you get the background render, it's important to figure out what background you want. I'm gonna show you an example where I'm off to the left a little bit and she's kind of blending into the background. I feel like there's this nice sweet spot that I found. So I'm gonna show you, this is what I mean here. So Andrea, go ahead and give me a pose here. So this is what I'm talking about to the left, where it's kind of a little bit dark, and then if I shoot at this angle, we get this nice little clear area in the background, which I really love. Perfect. For this next spot, we're actually getting in closer now to where we were shooting from, which was earlier over there. The reason why I'm moving in closer is that now I get to see more of the color as that sun's popping out. We just had like a storm, kind of clouds, rain come in. Here in Texas, all that stuff usually leaves and we usually get an epic sunset, which is probably gonna happen. Crossing my fingers, let's hope. But anyways, I want to get the color, so I'm getting her closer in there. And what's cool is that we have, once again, the layering that I'm talking about. Andrea's going to be the first layer. Then we have those branches from the tree coming down. That's going to be the second layer. And then we have everything else in the background, which is the sky and the trees in the background. And so I'm using the branch to frame her. So I'm putting her in between. So we have the tree here, branch, and then Andrea's right in the middle of everything there, okay? So we're gonna come back again and we're just gonna rock and roll. So I found another spot that I love. 1, 2, 3. Now let's do like a side pose, Andrea. So I love your posing, but now we're just gonna turn to the side a little bit, okay? So now you can like lift up your foot, and now you're doing the same thing, but now you just turn to the side. Yep, just like that. You to do looking over the shoulder now, Andrea. So you're gonna be looking that way and you're gonna kind of look over the shoulder, looking back at me, okay? That's perfect. Nice. Oh, I got the wind action, man. When you get the wind in there and it works for you, bam, man. I'm gonna put the photo up, see what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, I could shoot this all day, but I know Angel's saying right now in his head, dude, you got the shot. You need to move on to the next spot. So anytime I'm shooting a client, or if I'm doing like my own portrait creative shoot, and I get the shot, it's kind of like, okay, Vato, let's move on. Let's go to the next spot so you can get as many looks as you can, okay? And I kind of learned that from Angel, because Angel has a habit of yelling at me, guys. He gets mad at me. All right, and let's get something with you, like kind of here, kind of thing, and we'll kind of see what works and what, I don't know, what fits the flow. I might use 2 lights here because the sun is coming in this direction. We're not gonna get like a natural rim light, whereas the first 2 shots, her back was towards the sun, so we were getting like a natural rim light, like around the body. So I have a 1x3 softbox over there with the 200-watt strobe that I might use. We'll see. 2, 3. Good. 1, 2, and 3. As the sun's coming in this direction, we're already getting natural catch lights in the eyes, which is really cool. And then we're getting the catch light from the strobe, so we're getting like a double combo here. I'm gonna shoot at a lower angle. I'm getting the blues in the background here, so I'm gonna try to go back for a full body. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3. So what I'm loving about the 56 1.2, once again, it's about an 85mm equivalent on full frame, is that it really compresses the background beautifully. So when you're in a location like this where you have a bunch of greenery, and more importantly, you have different shades of green. So you'll notice that we have the dark green leaves, then you have the bright green leaves in the middle ground. And so you have these different shades. When it renders, oof, man, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This lens is fantastic for portraits. It's one of my go-to lenses whenever I'm doing client work and I need to blur out the background but still be able to show part of the scene. It looks great. And then once again, you don't get that compression or distortion, I should say, on the face. Now that we got the shot here on the 3rd spot, one of the things I really enjoyed about this spot is Angel was the one that thought of this shot, was the bench here. Anytime you can get the subject, whether it's a client or your subject interacting with something, it helps them fall into the pose a little bit easier, because a lot of times if you just have them standing there, one of the first things they're going to tell you is, well, what do I do with my hands? What do I do with my feet? Here, she can easily just fall into the pose. We already got like about 75% of the pose already done because she's already sitting. The feet fall naturally, and now it's just really just posing the hands and then tilting the head. One of the things that I haven't done yet up until this point is get a full body shot. Here, it makes a lot more sense to get a full body shot because now we're here, we have the dirt, we have the grass. I feel like it's gonna look a lot more natural than just being in the street. So now is a good opportunity to use this. And then we got a cute little bunny back there. You see that bunny back there, guys? Things that you have to look for, guys, is look for the light, man. The light back here is so beautiful. Even though it's cloudy, that's not usually my go-to choice, but today it's working out really well. It's lighting up the grass back there where you're getting that nice, beautiful, bright green. Once again, you get the dark greens, you even have some brown tones there. And the sun is adding a nice little hair light too. Everything's working out really well. So now let's go for that full body shot. We talked about wanting to get the full body shot here, so now it's time to get that. Let's go 1, 2, and 3. We just got that last photo going in this direction. We just had Andrea rotate. I'm rotating now. We're gonna move quickly because we're getting mosquitoes now. The Texas mosquitoes are ruthless, guys. They don't stop. So we're gonna put on some bug spray after this. All right, Andrea, let's get some here. 1, 2, 3. Sun finally came out, and it really did come out now. We're getting this really bright sun. Now this is where it gets complicated, right? So we're shooting right into the sun, shutter speed's having to go way up high. I'm battling like the sun flare coming in, you know, trying to control, trying to get a good composition, all of these little factors coming in all at once. So trying to see if I can make it work. So Andrea, I do like when you're turned to this side, that looks cool. So I did change my angle subtly. I was here and then here, that got rid of a little bit of the flare. So I'm gonna just keep getting some shots here quickly because Andrea, when she's posing like that, it is a little bit tiring for her to be holding that pose there. Suns came out, we got beautiful clouds, man, like gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna use Andrea to block the sun because it's gonna be impossible for me to expose for the sun. It's so damn bright. So I'm gonna use her body to block the sun, get the exposure. Now, one thing to consider when you're using the 56mm, since it's a prime lens, you got to move your feet, right? To get different compositions here. So I'm going to start off with the knees up. That's like my favorite go-to look here with this type of lens. Let's get the 3/4 shot. So I am shooting all the way at 8,000 shutter speed, and I'm gonna guess my power is probably gonna be power 8 here. And let's see what we get here. Turn at an angle. So turn your body, rotate, yeah, right there. Perfect. I'm gonna shoot at this angle here, so I get the blues instead of going straight into the sun. So I'm gonna go this way. Do this 1, 2, 3. Now the autofocus on this lens, from my experience from this shoot so far, has been freaking phenomenal. I was doing behind the scenes, going all the way far back. Eye autofocus has been locking in, not having any issues right now. Shooting into the sun, because that's usually the biggest thing, is when you're shooting into the sun, can the lens keep up? Can I get the autofocus still locking in, especially for the eyes? That's what I'm looking for as a portrait photographer. I want a lens that could still lock in on those eyes. Yeah, dude, that is awesome, Andrea. That is beautiful. Talking about food, I'm craving that triple dipper from Chili's. You guys, have you ever had the triple dipper? Triple dipper? Yeah. Yeah, it's good, right? All right, I think I already nailed the shot, so I'm just gonna get a few more here and then we're gonna wrap it up. All right, guys, and that's an end to the photo shoot. A lot of the times as portrait photographers, we're always looking for as much gear and lenses we can use during a photo shoot, but I just used one lens today. You saw the results. I used only the 56mm 1.2 for this entire shoot, and I got some fantastic results. Let me know in the comments which photo was your favorite, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more educational content. No, I'll play around with it later. I was wondering what this thing's for. We're gonna cut that out because we don't know. I don't want to look dumb. You know what? I'll put it at the end. It's okay. Nobody watches till the end anyway, so nobody will never know. My students used to call me a yapper. They're like, "Sir, are you gonna yap today?" I'm like, "I'm not. I don't. I'm like, I don't yap." And they're like, "Sir, you're a yapper for real? Yeah. Does your boyfriend get mad? Do you yap? Do you yap to him?"
I do, and he sent me those TikToks that are like, it's like a minion just yap, yap.
That's it. Oh, it'd be nice if the trigger was on. Such a newbie, man. Such a noob. Everything's all messed up. Now it's on TTL. See, these are the things that we hide. You know, I have to make myself look like I know what I'm doing. You know, in the video, I'm gonna cut this stuff out.